Hi, this is the Human Operating System Time. This channel is for education and technology only. So today I'd like to share with you an extremely critical topic, and that is on breathing. We need to get this breathing stuff straight, okay? So that everybody can benefit and at least get some benefit out of it. Now, the reason why I'm going to share with you today is because lately I have been involved that many of our friends asking me on the Buddhist way of philosophy, the Taoist way of philosophy. This thing is from Shaolin, this thing from internal art, all sort of stuff. And this morning there is a friend from Europe asking me, so Hendrik, which is proper, the Buddhist breathing, the Taoist breathing? Because he really don't know what to follow. So I want to share with you and clean this thing up once for all. Now, you look at today, it is the COVID-19 times. Everybody stay home. Who is out there helping people? Well, obviously, it's our medical people, which we respect a lot, because they put their life online to help us. What that they based on? Science, right? Science. What the reality is that. Okay? Now, so what is my point? My point is that at good time, everybody can talk about Buddhist philosophy, Zen, Taoist philosophy, internal art philosophy, Qi, all sort of stuff. Well, at good time, everybody can say whatever they want. In this COVID-19 time, what do you rely on? Do you rely on ancient Chinese secret of internal art, Buddhist philosophy, or Taoist philosophy? Well, you know the reality, and that's the truth. It is about survival now, okay? Now, human is human. Human is for human, okay? Chinese, for thousands of years, is using the deep natural lower abs breathing to help them to heal, to improve their immune systems. Okay? That is the bottom line. For thousands of years, it is using the natural lower abs breathing to do the job. It is not this philosophy or that philosophy, because human is human. Doesn't matter it's 1,000 years ago or now, it's in China or it's in America, or it's in Europe or it's in Africa. Human is human. So without knowing what is the natural lower abs breathing, simply means one have no idea what is going on. Okay, that's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. Now, if one really be able to do the Chinese definitions of natural lower abs breathing, then scientifically one can measure with the sport fitness gadget today on your heart rate, on your SpO2 and your VO2 max. If one is trained in the traditional Chinese natural lower abs breathing, which exists for thousands of years, yes, you can verify with today's scientific fitness gadget based on your heart rate, your SpO2, your VO2 max. Because human is human. And science is really accurate on measuring what exactly happened there. Okay? So this is reality. You want to improve your immune system? The ancient Chinese said, deep, natural, low abs breathing. And if you look at the science today, you say, oh yeah, deep, natural, low abs breathing will improve your volume of breathing, increase the volume of the breathing, more oxygens, and then it help your activate your parasympathetic nervous system, like when your breathing and the heart rate coherence. Well, all kind of research there, right? It's proven and measurable with the heart rate variability and so forth. That is what you want to rely on. Not on this philosophy, that philosophy. If you look at the past 60 years, you look at say for example, take example, Wing Chun alone. For the past 60 years, you can see how many different ideas is there, how many opinions is there on all this philosophy. And yet today in the COVID-19 time, you ask yourself, okay, you say you have the Qi power, you have your Yi Kam Yang Ma, your mind power, all sort of stuff. How is it that measured in today's the COVID-19 era to help yourself? What does it do? How does this help you? Okay? So you need to base on that. Scientifically, you have to base on that, not the philosophy. As today, everybody is quiet because of this COVID-19. But before this, everybody have their Zen, their Taoist, their Tai Chi, their Wuji, whatever. Okay? All this philosophy. And I can assure you, most people, 99.99%, have no idea what is the Buddhist breathing or the Taoist breathing. 99.99% of the people who talk about this Buddhist, Zen, and all this philosophy have no idea what is the reality of the Buddhist practice. Okay? I can share with you one. Do you know that the Taoist breathing is influenced by the Buddhist teaching of Anapanasati? And do you know that the Anapanasati practice is not today's so-called mindfulness type of stuff? People say, oh, you know, this is from Buddhist teaching, this is Anapanasati, this is mindfulness, this is counting breath. Forget about it. They don't know what they are talking about. Anapanasati is not counting breath. Anapanasati has to get into the state of natural lower abs breathing. And at the natural lower abs breathing, there's inhale, there's exhale, and then there is a period of time there when one is not inhale nor exhale, one's mind rests down. One count that resting phase. So inhale, exhale, you have a resting there. When your mind rests and your breathing neither inhale nor exhale, you count. At every time you get there, you count 1. And then it comes again, you count 2. And then after you count about 10 times, you don't count anymore because you will get into that quiet state. That is the state you get into samadhi or stillness. What that is a high degree of natural lower abs breathing. If you get a gadget like that, you can see that. You can see how your breathing slow down, or your breathing rate slow down, how your heart rate drop down. It's like the in the research of the breathing and the heart rate, the breathing rate and the breathing rhythm and the heart rate coherent states, where people in the doing the heart rate variability training, they get into that state. Of course, there are deeper state for that. Okay? So that anapanasati is extremely critical, but one need to know what it is, not just talking philosophy, using or dropping terms. One need to know exactly what it is, how it is. The Shaolin, if you according to the Shaolin books, it talk about, oh, one need to practice counting breathing. That's what it is, anapanasati, the teaching of the Buddha. Okay, so you look at the Taoists, the real practice one, didn't they counting their breath too? And so, at the time of the breathing, the exhale, and then at that period of time of that phase where one is not breathing nor exhale, the mind quiet down. That has a term. It's called the mind and breathing synchronizations. 心喜相依. That's where you start to still down, you settle down. Okay? So, this is the reality. But the first thing is that we need to get into the natural resonance breathing or natural low abs breathing. Okay? Natural low abs breathing. It's not just those type of breathing, try to force yourself to breathe deep. It's not. And you cannot handle this thing, you're breathing that way, like, oh, I just sit on my lotus posture. If your body cannot be loosened up, you cannot get into that state. And thus you cannot practice anapanasati. If your body is plain like hell, pain like hell, or sitting on those lotus posture or those yoga posture, how the world are you going to practice those kind of stuff? So your body has to settle first. Mind quiet down, and then you can go into the breathing. And then when you be able to do the natural lower abs breathing, only at that time you start your anapanasati or your counting of breath. And then you go further, then you get into the mindfulness after the mind and the breathing synchronize when you get deeper and deeper. It's not about mind talking about this philosophy, Buddhas. The ancient is not talking about it. And this is good that right now it is having this modern gadget we have. So now we can verify, okay? So, like this morning, I shared with our friends in Europe, I said this. Right now it's COVID-19 time. You don't have to do much if you want to know the proper basic of the breathing. Go read my book, The Meditation Matrix. That's the only book which have the e-book, the Kindle book. So even today, you don't have to wait. You can read that book, and it is rather affordable. Okay, it is not expensive, that book. I purposely do it that way because I try to help people. Once upon a time, I put it so low a price nobody cared, because it's like if it doesn't cost anything, then it's nothing. It's no good. So right now I make it a reasonable price. If people want to read it, people read it. So that book is a summarize of what is the reality. Okay. No monks, no grandmaster, no Taoist master. None of people can override the science, the law of nature. Okay, so you have law of nature and you have the cause and effect. And then you have the verifications. Nobody can override that. If there is something, one practice which is beneficial to the body, physiologically it will show up in your breathing, in your heartbeat, heart rate variability, SpO2, your VO2 max. Okay? So here on, I hope that nobody get into all those crazy stuff again. Okay? Let's use this COVID-19 times to clean up all those things and make the best use of this COVID-19. That is a wake-up call to asking us, what the heck are you guys doing? And really seriously read into or go study. If you want to study Buddhism, actually it's not Buddhism. The Zen style is coming later. It is Buddha Dharma, the teaching of the Buddha. And it is why, what, how. And also the Taoist. It is why, what, how, based on the practice, based on human body. Okay, then the Tao is saying that Tao mimic natural, human body. One need to first know about what is the natural lower abs breathing. It's not, oh, qi, I feel that this is warm, that is warm. What is that? So hopefully this solves everything for you. Okay? Do something which is beneficial for yourself. Not wasting your life, money on those fantasy type of philosophy. Awakening. Awaken for what? So, again, this is COVID-19 times. Let's use this to have a reality check. And here on, we can have a clear view of what we are doing and really benefit from what we are practicing and really know and experience what is the ancient Chinese practice, what the ancient Chinese mean in Taoist teaching or the Buddhist teaching. Instead of making up all the stuff, external, internal, all this Buddhist, Taoist, Wuji, all kind of stuff. And in fact, one have no idea what it is. Just talk. And because I'm a Grandmaster Hendrik, so what I'm saying is always right. While in the COVID-19 times, will you be able to deliver for what I'm talking about? That is the bottom line.